Otokoyo is a mysterious game shrouded in suspicious rumors. It is a secret game played in a certain dark town, a place that nobody even wants to go near to. The town itself has sparked several rumors with talks of demons living there, demons that can smell children and snatch them away. Because of this, many a child has wandered into that enigmatic town, only to never return, or so the stories say. A group of children is talking about the game in the town, and while the others try to dismiss the rumors as lies, another kid claims that his friend saw a huge shadow. But it wasn't just any shadow. The friend claimed that it belonged to a devil that lives near the town. With all the hearsays that keep rising, one of them suggests that they should just visit the place so they can know for themselves. After he suggests this, the children shift their attention to a giggling girl. She asks them if they know about Otokoyo before explaining that it's a secret game played in that town. It's a game of hide and seek. One night, the town briefly and eerily lights up. The place turns into a maze that's being traversed by different groups of children running about wearing fox masks. They follow the neon lights of O, To, Ko, and Yo to guide them to their destination at the Otokoyo Square. Sounds simple enough, but despite the harmless premise, the game maintains its ominous warning. Otokoyo is dangerous. All the children who played it have been stolen by demons, never to return. A trio soon arrives at the square with a large delinquent of a child named Nashiga as its leader. His underlings are Shrimpy Tachiji and Suku, and they realize that there are 8 of them there. Strange, seeing as the girl stated that there should only be 7 players. The brash Nashiga doesn't pay mind to this as he haughtily announces that he will reveal the demon's identity, and with the participants now complete, they go through a door and split up. Nashiga's group explores an alley and he doesn't even try to keep his footsteps down. He doesn't believe that demons exist, so when they start feeling a strange rumbling that's causing even the lights to flicker, he deduces that it's from a food cart. While they're walking along the streets, Nashiga gets startled by a demon statue above them, so as vengeance on the inanimate object, he throws a stick at it. But because his aim is as good as he is smart, the stick hits the dangling light bulb instead. Just as the unassuming kids are walking away, the eye of the supposed statue glows up and it comes to life. In another part of the city, Hikora and Yahimao are running around before eventually stopping to a walk. They talk about Hikora's sister, Sorincha, who disappeared after playing Otokoyo just the other day. While Hikora is there to find his sister, Yahimao himself has always been interested in finding all the missing children. Hikora then mentions the girl they spoke to earlier, the one who told them about Otokoyo. Enigma aside, he can't help but comment on how much she looks like Sorincha. Suddenly, the two begin to feel the same strange rumbling. They notice something approaching, only to discover that it's the same girl that Hikora was talking about. She runs away from them. Back to Nashiga's group. Nashiga starts complaining about how hungry he is, so he makes his lackeys look for the food cart from earlier. Though Tachiji's exasperated, he follows Nashiga's instructions with Suku in town. While Nashiga's resting, a distant noise catches his attention, making him grow apprehensive. To his relief, Tachiji and Suku are calling out to him, but any relief he felt disappears as he comes face to face with the demon he had woken up with his stick. Terrified, Nashiga makes a run for it. A concerned Tachiji stops to look at him, only to get run over by the much larger boy. Nashiga stares at his downed friend, but as soon as he hears the monster approaching, he continues to escape without the slightest bit of regard for him. With the demon looming over him, all Tachiji can do is scream. A pair of silent twins, Inmu and Yanku, are cautiously making their way around when they hear a strange noise from a distance. Determined, they both face a wall, only for it to be broken down by yet another demon. Mirroring the twins, the demons also come in a pair, with one of them riding an equally demonic cart. Inmu and Yanku run as fast as they could away from them and they split paths, making the demon's cart crash against the wall. In one of the abandoned apartment buildings, Hikora and Yahimao continue their search for Sorincha. Hikora is talking about how much the mysterious girl looks like his sister when a bright light spills through the apartment's blinds, illuminating the room. With that, Hikora notices a poster with 4 demons illustrated on it. The liver taker which caught Tachiji, the oil taker which is chasing after Inmu and Yanku, the blood taker, and the child taker. In the middle of the poster is an illustration of a 9-tailed fox, but before they could properly identify it, they hear a small rattling sound from the mysterious girl. From the window of the building, the girl watches as Nashiga and Suku are making a run for it until they disappear into an alleyway. With his budding suspicion, Yahimao approaches the girl to see what she's looking at. Yahimao is greeted by the sight of the blood taker, sauntering along the streets menacingly as it sniffs to seek out the children. Terrified, Yahimao is quick to tell Hikora and the girl to leave with him. In the alley, Nashiga finds his hiding spot inside a trash bin and he snaps at Suku to find another place to hide. Poor Suku runs off as Nashiga peers out of the bin. He hears the demon growl, followed by Suku's piercing scream, then silence. The blood taker marches forth and easily finds Nashiga's brilliant hiding place. He quickly tries to escape, only to find himself stuck between a rock and hard place with the liver taker right beside him, the demon's hand holding Suku by his head. Perhaps even demons aren't immune to a good dose of possessiveness as the blood taker rushes in to attack the liver taker, presumably for preying on the boys. The terrifying horned creature faces Naushiga after chewing on the liver taker's arm. Naushiga's fight-or-flight response shuts down and instead he goes for the third option, faint. After some time, Inmu and Yonku are reunited and together. They continue to try and elude the persistent oil taker. The two are forced to halt, however, when they find that the cart demon has blocked their path, hell-bent on making the silent duo scream. The cart demon slowly approaches them from behind, effectively cornering them. Still, neither of the mysterious pair is showing any shred of fear. The twins stand back to back, picking up their choice of weapons from the ground without any hesitation. Refusing to back down without a fight, one of the twins charges straight ahead. They make their stand against the oil taker. Meanwhile, Hikora, Yaimao, and the unnamed girl continue to find their way around the town, eventually arriving at its very heart. They're surprised to see a tall building almost resembling a skyscraper, and Yaimao deduces that this is where the missing children are likely kept. Just as they're making their way to the building, the three of them stop, coming face to face with the final demon, the child taker. Yaimao tells Hikora to make a run for it, but he chooses to stay behind, encouraging his friend to go on and continue his search for Sorincha. As Hikora calls out for him, the child taker launches himself off the building and he lands right on top of the now unconscious Yaimao. Hikora is distraught, but his terror melts into disbelief when the lone girl of the game joins the demon. And if that isn't enough to ruin Hikora's day, all three of the other demons start to gather around. The oil taker is also there, making it clear that Inmu and Yonku stand against them was their final one. The girl giggles, diverting Hikora's attention back to her. Filled with both anger and desperation, he screams Yahimao's name out one last time as he runs toward the girl and the demon. Hikora wakes up to the eerie sound of Sorincha's voice slowly counting down to 10. He gets up and starts to look around for his sister, and that's when he discovers a short-haired girl with her back facing him. She's facing a wall with her hands covering her eyes as she gives the usual hide-and-seek spiel. In a sing-song voice, she asks, "Are you ready?" With the hope rekindled within him, Hikora asks if she's Sorincha. But when the girl faces him, he realizes that it's the same mysterious one from earlier. Any hope that he had was quick to fade, and the doomed and lost boy helplessly asks just what the girl is. She doesn't answer, and instead, she begins to saunter to Hikora, her body hunched over. As an ominous mist briefly shrouds her, lightning suddenly strikes, prompting Hikora to remember the events from earlier. He recalls the girl's words, telling him that the game will only begin when 7 kids arrive. This makes him realize that from the very beginning, there was already a rule being broken. He then recalls the illustration of the fox, then the image of the masked girl standing beside the child taker. With these, Hikora is able to identify the girl as the 5th demon. After all this time, he had been with Sorincha all along, but his sister was already far gone. She's been possessed by the 5th demon. Hikora's fears come to life as the next lightning strikes. Her hair quickly grows to a great length as her face contorts with her mask. Now in hopeless disbelief, all Hikora could do is mutter, "You are the demon." The demon that Sorincha has become starts to ask who will play hide-and-seek with her, still with a sing-song voice. But when she speaks again, her voice is a combination of Sorincha's own and the demon's. She explains to Hikora that whenever they play a game of Otokoyo, the town gets brighter for just a brief amount of time, and that is why they have to keep playing Otokoyo, again and again and again, to bring light to the dark town that everyone fears. Hikora looks up at the tower and he sees its lights begin to flicker. But upon closer look, the terrible reality of the situation dawned on him. It was the unconscious bodies of Tachiji, Suku, Inmu, and Yonku that were being harnessed to bring light to the town. Hikora hears the rattling again and finds Yahimao in the lower part of the tower. Weakly, Yahimao grunts out Hikora's name, signaling to him that he's still alive. But perhaps there are worse fates than death. Yahimao becomes fully strapped to the machinery and he lets out a pained scream as the tower is fully lit up. The demon begins to sing again, asking who will play hide-and-seek with her since everyone has been caught. The town comes to life, lighting up all around the hopeless Hikora. Before he knows it, the demon appears right before him. She tells him that he's won, then removes her mask, revealing the complete darkness that lay beneath it. "Now you are the Ani," she tells Hikora as she begins to put her mask on him, with Ani meaning both demon and the it in games. Now Hikora's it. Now Hikora's the demon. It's unclear how long it had been, but after some time passes, a group of children is playing hide-and-seek. The sing-song voice of a boy can be heard counting. The laughing children run away from the seeker, and as he arrives to 10, the boy asks his playmates if they are ready, to which they respond that they are. When the seeker turns around, he's revealed to be Hikora. He starts to run forth, ready to find all the children hiding from him. The tower serves as the town's sole source of light, and powering it is none other than Naushiga himself. The light flickers thrice, before finally dying out by the third time, shrouding everything in darkness.